Hi everyone, my name is Angela Austria from Reno, Nevada, and I just wanted to greet everyone. Just want to let you know how excited I am to be able to create this video and perhaps to encourage everyone. I've been a pastor in Reno for the last 14 years, and God had been doing some incredible things. And so we want to just greet you from the West Coast. I pray and just believing that you'll have an incredible event there in the East Coast. Uh, One of the things that I just want to talk to you about in a couple of minutes here is that what God has been doing in our church specifically. We are pretty community minded. We've been doing a lot of things in our community. Our community, you see, is pretty unique. We are in downtown Reno, our church is, and I don't know if you're familiar with Reno, but Reno, of course, as you probably know, is a gambling place. It's legal. Prostitution is legal. And so we are in a location in a community to where we deal with that on a daily basis. And a block away from our church is called what is called 4th Street, and what we have there is just a lot of prostitutes hanging out. And so that's one of our ministry there is we reach out to the prostitutes. We have about 500 kids in our community alone, all below the poverty level, and we have a lot of homelessness, the poor and the needy. We are surrounded with all of that. Um, but God has given us favor and definitely a great call to reach out to our community. And one of the things that we've done, just to let you know what we're doing in our community, because we have 500 kids in that community, we went to the school nearby, near our community, and we've asked what they would need and what the church could do. And one of the things that they said is we need an after school program. And so we opened up our church for an after school program that happens on a weekly basis. Excuse me. And so what we do is we try to uh, really spend some time with our kids by tutoring them, by feeding them, and the school that we're working with specifically, 100% of our students or their students are below the poverty level. Only 48% passes the grade level. That means that means that 58% fails, and that is pretty staggering, thing to hear. And the second thing is that 30% of them are homeless. We're talking about kids here. 30% of the kids in that school are homeless. And so when you hear something like that, you can't really sit around and just do nothing. And so we started an after school program. And that's doing really well. We have a lot of outreaches for our kids, like Awanas, Awana for Kids, and a lot of different things. We are going to have a VBS this coming July. We're going to have the vacation reading program that's coming up pretty soon here too. So the reason why we're targeting the kids is because we just believe that the kids are the future of our country, and it's pretty hard if you, I'm pretty sure you know this. It's pretty hard to reach out to the adults, and so we're targeting the kids. And our goal is basically, of course, to preach the gospel, and second of all, is to try to stop the generational poverty curse, and that's what we're trying to do. And so what we've done is because we reach out to the poor and the needy, we've seen some incredible favor and blessings by God. God is just pouring out His blessings and providing for the church, and so that we can reach out to the community um, more effectively. Um, we are now working with Washer School District, and that is the school district here in Reno, and the superintendent is now working with us, and he wants our church to become a model for all the churches in Reno and Sparks. Um, One success story, Haley, who started going to our after school program, but her first day, the child didn't know how to interact with other kids. Unfortunately, she went through um, some tough times. And she's only 9 years old. She's been abused. And when she went to our church, she didn't know how to interact. She didn't have a lot of confidence. And she wouldn't look at you. She would always look down. And when I came up to her and asked her, Haley, do you want to play basketball? And Haley, basically not looking down, and she was like, I don't know how to play basketball. And then I was just shocked. And then I gave her the basketball, and she was holding on to the basketball. She said, I've never held a basketball before. And so you hear something like that, it really breaks your heart. And so I gave her the basketball, and I said, come, Haley, let's play basketball. Let me teach you how to play it. And then my daughter took over and just playing with her and showing her how to play basketball. And then later on, she came running to me. Now she's looking at me. And she said, Pastor, I just want to let you know I made 12 total baskets. That day was pretty unique because that was the beginning of Haley's success story. She now interacts with other kids. She now plays with other kids. Her confidence pretty much had been built up, and she just recently got an award from her school for doing well. And so those are some of the things that we are working with and just helping these kids. Unfortunately, her home is not that healthy. Mom is kind of messed up, but man, we're just loving on these people. And so that's just one success story of many. And then I know I only have a minute or so, but let me just share with you the vision of the church. The vision of the church is basically to put in every block, we want to put a pastor slash mentor or leader. That means that person is responsible to pastor that block. In all of our, basically putting a pastor slash mentor leader in every block in our community, so that person is responsible to pastor and make sure that that person gets to know everyone in that block, to love on them, to make sure that if they need anything, that we are on top of that and helping them out. We want to put a pastor slash mentor and leader in every motels in our community. The motels in our community, unfortunately, is being used for prostitutions or drug dealings. And so we want to put a pastor in every motels in our community. And lastly, we want to be able to be open 24 hours, 7 days a week as a church. If the casinos are open 24 hours, 7 days a week, why not the church? And so we want to make sure that we do that as well. And we are in the process of building a playground for our community children. We are in the process of buying an apartment so that we can transform that into a house of refuge. And a house of refuge would house in some prostitutes, some alcoholics, some prostitutes, and to allow them to go through a program. And so those are some of the things that I want to talk to you about. And I know that that is the call that God had that called us, that placed in our hearts. And so we're just trying to be faithful. And so I just want to be an encouragement to you that something is happening in Reno. I know that something is happening in your own community, and God wants to use you. And so I just pray and believing that you will have an incredible event there. God bless you, and have a wonderful day.